right, you guys. Today we're going to go over the new allegations that Kai or Xzae West is facing, or Weiss is facing. Um, but before we look into the Google Doc that was written about him, I figured I would go over this Twitter post that he made. He is wanting coverage on this specific Google Doc that was put out before he gives his response. So I figured I would just make a video and then wait for his response. So we're just going to go over the Google Doc itself, make the video, and then wait for his response. We're going to be, again, before we go over everything, these are allegations. Um, I'm not saying anything is completely foolproof. I am waiting for Kai's response or Zay's response. I'm going to be completely objective in this whole entire situation and completely unbiased. Um, yes, I follow Omnia, but it doesn't completely matter that I follow Omnia. I don't talk to Omnia that quite frequently. And my interactions with Omnia have nothing to do with this video because Omnia has not messaged me in regards to this video. What I put up on this channel is what I put up on this channel. I'm being completely unbiased and objective in covering these allegations. Okay. I just figured I would outline that and let you guys know where I'm at. So we're going to get started with this Twitter post right here. Kai wrote, "Why the fuck would I be dumb enough?" Or Kai wrote this like 17 hours ago. And he wrote, "Why the fuck would I be dumb enough to platform some shit when you're the accuser?" Skull emoji. "I asked you to drop a video and I'll respond. I'm not getting the baited into a live streaming or spiraling or some shit. I have evidence for the contrary. Play dishonest games, win dishonest prizes. And doesn't my ex have a channel? Bro, go make them responsible for spreading it. If you're this confident in the accusation, y'all are working together anyways. What the fuck?" So I figured we would get started with this tweet specifically. And the reason why we're getting started with this tweet specifically is because Kai is asking for a video or for coverage of the allegations before he gives his response. And I specifically would like to see his response. And I don't think the accusers that are putting out the Google Doc are willing to make a video. So I'm going to make a video. So yeah, let's get into the allegations themselves. So this all started on November 7th, 2024. An alt account by the name of O um, posted this. "My name is O. I'm going to discuss what occurred with Kai Weiss during January through May 2024. I have been in contact with Kai's ex-girlfriend, Drea. Their ages were 23 and 17 to 18 during this period. The document listed is to spread awareness that he is dangerous. He has not changed in his behavior, and his behavior will only get worse. The layout from Twitter sucks. So here's the PDF version of the doc." And then let's start reading. Let's get into the doc itself. So the document starts: "Trigger warning, mentions of grooming, emotional and verbal abuse, mentions of self-harm, coercion, cyber stalking, manipulation, and pedophilia. Disclaimer: this document will be talking about sensitive topics, so please be careful and stay safe when reading this. Please do not harass anyone in this document. This document was made to warn others that Kai Weiss, aka Prince Xzae, has not changed and has spread awareness on how much of dangerous individual he is. We want to prevent more people from falling victim to him. The perfect victim. There's no such thing as a perfect victim. And while there are things to criticize, please remember the power dynamics of this relationship as well as the victim's age, which was 17 when they met. The victim is also familiar with the commentary community, so she never knew or was not familiar with the commentary community, so she would never knew who Kai was when they met. So to be exact, um, Dre was Drea was 17 years old and 2 months away from turning 18. So I want to be exact with the ages. Um, so 17 years old, 2 months away from turning 18. Kai or Zay, Kai, they was an art commentary YouTuber, people who were part of his community as well as commentary community might know who he is. And then this is his YouTube channel, a snippet of his YouTube channel, 11K subscribers. His pronouns he, they. That's his Instagram. Um, and apparently he's Lucifer's favorite. A lot of people know him from his debate with John Swan, his drama with Hopeless Peaches, and also know him as Omnia's abuser. If you don't know who Kai is, there are several videos on YouTube about him. So I am not too familiar with Kai specifically. I was not around when all of the Kai Weiss drama happened. That was before my time when I started existing in the commentary sphere. But I knew of him. And I know commentary doesn't really like Kai specifically, but I don't have an opinion of him. I don't think of him at all. So yeah, I'm indifferent, I guess. Um, Drea. Drea, she slash her are her pronouns, is the victim who dated Kai from January to April. Again, she doesn't know anything about the art commentary community and she wasn't a fan. Um, so this wasn't a relationship between a fan and a content creator. She is also in Bolivia, and this was an online relationship. They never met up. But she was born in the US and was staying there for a while as she has family in both countries. Kai knows this. She also is still in high school. Kai knows this as well. Omnia. This is added for those who don't know anything about Kai Weiss, as this is context for later into the document, and it's important to know Omnia, they, them, is Kai's ex, who was domestically A-worded and stalked by him. Their response about him and their court case is in the link below, the playlist, it's a playlist, but if you don't know anything about Kai, please watch these. Their voice still deserves to be heard. So I'm not going to go into the playlist specifically because I think Omnia, uh from last I heard, again, I don't talk to Omnia that frequently, but from what I last heard, Omnia would just like to move on with their life. So I'm not going to give that too much attention because I think Omnia would just like to move on. Who am I? I am O, and I used to be a fan of Kai Weiss before the copyright strike drama. After that, he constantly get into drama, minus the DV. That is a crime. But even after that, he get himself into drama. I didn't interact with people at all that much and kept to myself. But somewhere in January or February, I noticed a girl, Drea, in his Twitter banner. He made it public when he would interact with her on Twitter and later during his streams. See tab 2. At first, I was unaware of her age, but I figured she was around the same age as Kai, who was 24 as of now, based on his Twitter. I was worried because of the past, and it seemed like everything was fine now. Then in May, I saw this. So for now, because his age is now 24, I'm going to go by the age of 23 because at the time Kai was with Drea, um, sh- he was 23. So I'm going to go for being charitable. I'm going to go by the age of 23 years old. So these screenshots read, there's no story to tell. There's no other truth. There's no other truth. I have no issue putting all this out in video. I called my manipulative ex on being manipulative. We called one last time. I stopped buying the tears and nonsense after the fact. I did nothing wrong. Why are you scared? Here's one of my drafts. A day later, like you can, or like, can you N words just come out of my life and cut the fuck out? Leave me alone, bro. I literally had to document our call. Had this even happen, like I said, I dealt with this shit privately for a reason. Fuck off. These screenshots were provided by Drea. These tweets were deleted as of now, but I knew there was more from what he was letting on. He put her Twitter post on blast for these followers to see and then victimized himself. He had 7 followers, by the way, so it wasn't like anyone was going to see the vague tweet. Drea tweets, after 2 long weeks, I could smile yesterday with some hope and light in the situation. The only person that I could think, though, all this is my mother and a peer. Otherwise, I wouldn't have the strength to move forward, and the only I can ensure is my truth, which is oblivious to you. At first, I just watched her account because I was worried and I didn't say anything to her yet because I'm a stranger. I do regret not checking in on her, but then I'm glad I did eventually. I found out her age when she made this tweet. And then Drea tweets, 18 is a weird age. You're an adult, but still a child who needs their parents. You're finishing high school and on your way to college. This year is the year you've been waiting for, but all you can feel is grief. And that was tweeted May 8th, 2024. So that was tweeted a few months ago. And um and I know I know it's legal, but this tweet looked like it was implying that she turned 18 during the year she was following Omnia. So I assumed they were working together. And I still didn't want to just barge in and ask questions. Quick note, Drea and Omnia were talking to each other after what happened, and Omnia was helping her. It wasn't until I saw the tweet on August 31st that I finally reached out. Then Drea tweets, are you okay? No, I was groomed, silenced, and threatened, verbally and mentally abused, manipulated by a content creator who victimizes themselves, and everyone believes it. And then these DMs read, hey, I saw your comment. So this looks like DMs between O and Drea. And it goes, hey, I saw your comment on my recent tweet, smiley face. Then O says, hello, nice to meet you. I'm O, and I used to be an old fan of the content creator you were talking before. He was outed as an abuser. You're talking about Xzae or Kai, right? And then Drea says, yes, I'm talking about Xzae. After briefly talking on Twitter for a bit, we moved to Discord where we had a 3 long call about her situation. A lot of the stuff that was told to me was similar to what Omnia explained, they went through. There was a lot of other stuff that made me sick. So I gathered everything that was told and sent to me and wrote this document to let people know that Kai Weiss is dangerous. Even though they hadn't uploaded in a while, they do not deserve a platform. I do want to note that some of the stuff Drea doesn't remember, and there was nothing to say for those. Some of those parts of the story will be based on word of mouth. It shouldn't be a problem, though, based on the rest of the evidence. Also, not every screenshot will be posted in this document, as it's a lot, but I will be linking a folder to most of them so that you can see the whole context when I summarize of what's going on. And the images are labeled in the document folder, and most of them are in order, so they should be easy to follow along. Also, a lot of the conversations took place during calls, so some text messages might also be out of context because of that. Okay. So this is the month of January. Either the around the 13th or on it, Dre and Kai matched on Hinged. Okay. And talked for one day before exchanging phone numbers. Drea Drea had lied about her age on Hid and said she was 18. All right, so let's pause right here. I'm not okay with catfishing the age. I'm not okay with lying about the age. I heavily criticize this. I do not approve of lying about your age. Okay? I don't approve of this. Moving forward, if you are under the age of 18, do not be on these apps and lying about your age. She was going to turn 18 in March, but Kai wasn't aware of her age before then. All right. So Kai should have verified the age. Um, Drea doesn't remember the exact date and doesn't have the screenshots for it, but this message was sent. It was at least before the 18th. So this message was sent. That girl with brown eyes with the nose piercing will save you, by the way. And then Xzae says an elaborate. So that was the first or January 18th, or January 18th, 2024. And then Dre sent this to show Kai was talking about her in the reply. Okay. 15 days after talking, Dre revealed her age. At first, he wanted to end it, but still continued to talk to her anyway. Okay, so I have a problem with this. He knew the age, according to her, and then still decided to talk to her. That is a big problem. What are you doing as a 23-year-old still talking to a 17-year-old? That is degeneracy at its finest. I have a problem with that. What are you doing? You should, if you are on these dating apps, if you are in your 20s, you should be finding people within your age group. Why are you finding people younger than you? Find people within your age group or older, okay? Because then you get into trouble because you were looking for somebody younger. You didn't verify the age, and now you are being accused of this kind of stuff. And it's now you have to defend yourself, and this is what you get. She didn't want to break up with him because she really liked him. She summarized how they met. Um, we don't have to we don't have the exact proof when he found out her age, but we do have text to prove he knew her age. All right, so on to February. On the 1st, Xzae and Dre talked about Omnia. The text read, Dre says, "Are you okay, Xzae?" And then Xzae says, "Telling me to speed it up is crazy, Drea. Um, what the fuck?" And then Drea says, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I just didn't want to cut you off in the end or in the middle of your story. But I had to go. And go eat. I'm sorry. Then Xzae says, I don't like talking about my ex. I don't like talking about my case. If you're unsure about me in regards to it, just tell me now. It will save us both plenty of time and heartache. I'm used to it. So if you believe I would physically hurt you, just say so. And then Drea says, what do you mean? Then Xzae says, if me having a record bothers you, Drea, just say so. Then Drea says, no, Xzae, it doesn't. I'm just curious. Um, then Drea says, we don't have to talk about it at all. That's fine. Then Xzae says, you don't have to sugarcoat it at all if you are, I'm used to it. There are tons of videos going over the initial spike of it, my face plastered on all of them. I've addressed this so many times, I've lost count. This is 2 years of my life I will never get back. If you're curious because you think you're going to be hurt by me, then we don't have to do this. And then Drea says, but I don't believe you would hurt me, let alone physically. I just want to hear the full story. I know there's videos out there addressing the situation. Then the document continues. She was curious about the story. He immediately assumed the negative, despite her saying that she doesn't feel that way. Then the text reads, Drea says, but I don't like how the media is biased. I get pissed with watching them, so I don't want to. Then Xzae says, I get pissed watching them. They make me upset beyond measure. I can't fix what damage has been done to me. I hear about it all the time. Both me and my ex are public figures. They won't let me move on, and any person covering it just uses it against me to avoid accountability. I get narratives built about me all the time, and just the target is easy to hit because all someone has to do is say domestic abuser, and that's it. People just run with it. And then he lists videos. Then Xzae continues, I could legally put these videos out for 2 years to explain my side because um, I was legally barred from doing so. Within that time, everyone just or filed in or filled in the blanks for themselves. That way, or that's why I'm sensitive to it. I had enough people drag my name through the mud as is and have me clean up the mess. I I've lost a lot since that day, but I wouldn't ever dream of hurting you or anyone. I never want to go through what I want to or what I went through then with someone else, and I will never enable myself to go or to give someone the opportunity to do so. Then Dre continues. I'm sorry, it's far away, so I have to zoom in because my eyesight's bad. I'm genuinely sorry all of that happened to you. I know that you've acknowledged your faults and you've moved and matured from the situation, which is more than enough. I don't doubt that you won't protect me. You've never made me feel negatively in any way, even during arguments, or make me doubt that you would. You're a very healthy person, and like always say, you're the healthiest person I know. Obviously, I sympathize you more, not because you're my boyfriend, but with the fact that I've seen similar situations myself, not only involving my father, but with my aunt and uncle. I know how society sides with women in situations of domestic violence and overlook how much women could also threat to or be a threat to men, not through abuse, but also in SA. And then it cuts off. Note, Drea does not regret being ignorant about Kai, but has also apologized to Omnia. Please do not go harass them. He has screenshotted the videos he has made were lies, in my opinion, because later in the document it will be found out that he used the same tactics in Drea that he did with Omnia. Also, a lot of messages he sent here age poorly. Then Drea continues in the text, men through abuse, but also SA, it happens all the time and it's never talked about enough. I know, especially through my exposure with my experience of others, that women can be also cynical, but don't face the same reality of punishment as men, since it's disregarded as a mistake or just an overall lack of accountability. Then Xzae says, I want to be healthy with you because of your experiences. I don't want you to have a future, or I don't want to have a future with you if we do have children or kids. See us yell at each other and throw things. Like, I can't believe he's talking about a future with a 17-year-old. Like, she's 17. He's talking about having a future with a 17-year-old at the time. That's absolutely insane. This is crazy. I vowed myself I'd never ended up with someone else. I would love them beyond measure, regardless of mental illness, regardless of their past. I will do my best, or do my part in making the relationship as healthy as possible. I never want to hurt you, and I never want to create a space where you feel that. I believe that I was loved by my ex a really long time, but I continued to discover that it wasn't the case. I stayed when I knew I shouldn't have, because I just didn't want to be alone. I didn't love myself enough, nor believe that I couldn't be someone that couldn't be loved by someone else. I endured a lot because I didn't want to be the one to end things. I'm sensitive to lies because I've been lied to a lot. That's why I'm so paranoid when it comes to things. Don't make sense because it feels like I'm living that all over again. My ex hid a lot of infidelity from me, and the more I question, the better they got at hiding it. I don't want to go through that again. And then this text reads, I'm a feminist, but I will never deny that there are some women who are downright evil. I had the displeasure of spending a good amount of time with one, believing that love wasn't real. No one really fit me until I met you. I love you so much, and I don't want to ever push you away from me because I'm just scared of losing you. And then it looks like a Nintendo Switch right here. He was already talking about the future, and not the future, not even a month into dating, but he was just explaining how he felt. I cannot think of a reason, though, as to why he was already telling that he loved her and putting pressure onto her. Remember, he was 23 and the victim was 17 here. Again, absolutely think it's absolutely crazy that he is 23 at the time telling a 17-year-old about the future and that they could potentially have children. Like, that is completely, to me, in my opinion, manipulative and um, degenerate. Like, why are you telling a 17-year-old that you could have a future with her? That's like freakish behavior. You're a freaking freak. Also notice how you sent a picture of a Nintendo Switch Lite between $117 and $200. During their relationship, Kai would buy her gifts and then turn around and accuse her for using his kindness again, even though Drea wasn't a fan. There were power dynamics in the relationship. Okay, so I'm going to push back on the person that wrote this document. I don't see the power dynamic. I do not see that. I just see I don't see the power dynamic. I don't see it. She knew he was a content creator because he told her um this was a relationship between a grown adult and a high schooler. Okay, I I I can see I can see where you're applying the power dynamic between a grown adult and a high schooler. In my personal opinion, I don't see it, but I can see where you're coming from. Um, Google document writer. She is going to keep asking for gifts. Kai kept offering and allowing her to ask. Also, he would accuse her of treating him like a sugar daddy, but this tweet it presents him in a different light. She knows she's pretty. Send her $300. Yeah, I mean, you're again you're 23 years old. You are financially responsible of yourself. If you are sending somebody $300 in gifts, and then you or your girlfriend $300 in gifts, and then you guys break up and you want those gifts back, or you feel like you wasted your money moving forward, the next girlfriend, don't spend $300 on that girlfriend. Like you need to learn your lesson not to be spending that much money on girlfriends, okay? So that's kind of stupid. For someone who doesn't want to be seen as a sugar daddy, he kind of sounds like one, just ironic. Um February 3rd. On the 3rd, Drea sent a picture of herself to Xzae so he could change his Twitter banner. She was a banner before this, but it was different. It was a different picture. Okay, so this is a picture. February 3rd, I asked him to change his picture banner because it was a ridiculous picture of me prior. The purpose for this is to show that he did have her as his banner and anyone could see it if they were to go on his page around that time. All right. During this day, they discuss flying her out to meet him after her birthday, which was on March 7th. This the date isn't shown in these texts, but they could talk about it again a little later in the month. So these texts read, like they invited me, I can say that my dad, but my mom can see my location. If I can fly you through Copa and say you fly on the 14th, the tickets are very cheap or V cheap. Just tell her you're using a VPN. So so it's got your location weird. After 10 days, just say you turned it off. Then the text cuts off and it says, because you don't need it anymore. Then it says, she'll talk to my dad. Fuck, what are you going to do? And then Drea says, my mom, I'm 18. Bye. I'm traveling. Love you. LOL, but what if she tells your dad, don't call the cops? I mean, I could lie and be like, oh, Airbnb and then blank. So, like, this is like the acknowledgement. These texts kind of prove that he knew, Zay knew, or Weiss knew that she was not 18 years old and that he was planning on meeting her after she had turned 18. And not only that, this proves that he wanted to fly her out and was like making a plan, trying to make a plan with her to lie to her parents. Like, this is what are you doing? You are a freaking YouTube creator. What are you doing? This is crazy. This is absolutely insane. As you can see, they were planning on meeting. They were also trying to figure out how to tell her parents. That is freaking nuts. My baby is off. Have fun, princess. Oh my God. Do well. I want to see you in March. Exclamation marks. This is disgusting. You can just say your friend is taking you to a career event, blank, that'll be in 10 days. So this is him telling her to lie to her parents. Dude, You're 23 years old. You're telling your 17-year-old girlfriend at the time, absolutely insane, that you're even dating a 17-year-old, to lie to her parents so you can meet her. What the fuck? All right. So on April 18th to April 21st, this is what happened. On the Google Doc reads, on April 20th, Kai made a tweet about how he was leaving Twitter for a while and probably was going to be back. So this is the tweet. I'll be back later or never, depends. I don't want to be on Twitter anymore. I may upload in the meantime, but I think this is the straw that broke the camel's back for me. Then the Google Doc notes, I'm using Kai's screenshot because we didn't get a screenshot and he deleted the tweet. Okay. But before that, Kai texted Drea asking why her number kept changing when he contacted her. He told me that she would, or Drea told me that she would message him off her other Apple devices. They were all linked to her iCloud. Then on the 21st, so we already read these before. We've read these before, I'm pretty sure. Actually, you know what? I'll read them because I don't think we have read them. Don't leave me hanging. Sorry, I hung up spontaneously. It's okay. Question mark, question mark. Why does that number keep changing when I contact you? Drea, I'll call you one more time. If we're done, I'm going to talk to your mom and keep moving. Okay, so I have so many questions when it comes to this statement right here. You can't tell emotion behind text, so I can't necessarily take that as a threat, right? I'm just going to talk to your mom and keep it moving. So, like, my question to Xzae specifically, if he were to make a response, would be to ask him what he meant by that specific statement. What do you mean by that statement? And what were your intention behind that statement? And if you if you meant to have it like in a threatening kind of tone, because clearly Drea is taking it or perceiving that in a threatening kind of way, and she is not perceiving it very well. So but again, you can't tell emotion behind text, and I'm not going to argue intentionality at all, because again, it's hard to prove intentionality, because Xzae can easily disprove it by just clearly stating his intentions behind that text. So my one question would be to, what do you mean by this? I'll give you 4 minutes. And then she says, I have a life, please. Then he writes 4 minutes, 3, 2, 1. Then Xzae says, I hope you did that because your parents came in. Then Xzae says, Dre, I'm not waiting for you to call back. Dre, I'll straight up go, I will talk to your mom, or I'll just straight up, I will talk to your mom. If you leave me hanging again, that's it. Then she goes, I'm interrupting you. I probably get my phone taken away every night. If you have my, if I had, I'd have restrictions to my electronics. I wouldn't be allowed to go to the US, even worse, to simply travel for that program. Everything that'll happen, like if my grades are lower now, will be because of you. Every time I will cry without hesitation, without any questions, it'll be because of you. My feelings will be invalid. I have no reason to cry about. The only reason would be uh you, according to my parents. Then on the 21st, you can see him threatening to talk to her mom if she didn't call him. Drea told me that she never gave Kai her parents' numbers or their social media. When she told him that she had a life, he started counting down. He told me that she felt triggered and scared when he did that. So again, it's the perception that she had when when he stated that statement. So like I can't really blame her that she had that perception of when he stated that statement. So if his intentions were not threatening at all, right? And he didn't mean it that way, right? And let's say his intentions were completely different. Regardless, she still had the perception of seeing that as a threatening tone, and she didn't like that. And then she further clarified and said, I'd probably get my phone taken away every night, and then continued to clarify, right? So she clearly perceived it as a threatening way and didn't like it. April 21st, but I will also add, although she perceived it as a threatening way, that's on her for perceiving it that way. That's not on him. That's her perception. That's not his perception. Um, and what I'm going to do is just chalk it up as a miscommunication. But again, in his response video, I'm going to want to see what he meant by that specific statement. Okay. I'm going to want to see what further context he can provide with these text messages that they're showing. If he can, if he can even provide a, a clarifying context at all. She felt triggered and scared when he did that. April 21st, I didn't know the context. So then there she goes. She says that. I didn't know the context. So there you have it. So she's acknowledging that she didn't know the context. But I'm guessing we were on call. Oh, okay. Then never mind. It's a completely different thing. Never mind. I'm making an assumption, guys. I didn't know the context, but I'm guessing we were on call and I had to hang up the phone abruptly because someone might have walked in. It was revealed here, or the Google Doc continues, it was revealed here that her parents, her dad, mostly since that that's who she lives with, were aware of Kai now and think that he was causing problems and didn't want them talking. By aware, I mean they've noticed a change in her performance at school and her mood and knew she was talking to someone who was possibly causing that to happen. He told me that she told me that she was an A student, so something was definitely wrong once they noticed her grades dropping. Okay, so they found out that she was talking to a boyfriend or a guy, and they did not approve of this boyfriend because her grades were starting to slip. So thumbs up. You don't think I've tried. Um, I've told him not too long ago that the reason why, or the reason I cry is because of him and my family. And he saw it as bullshit because no one is ever physically hurt or anger. She probably means angry. Um, I even said school, and he didn't see it as that as an excuse. So she's crying at home, and her dad's kind of calling. Her dad's noticing the behavior, and he's kind of calling bullshit. Like he's like, "Why are you crying?" And blame shifted onto the person. My dad knows I'm risking or I'm talking to. Which do you? Then Zay says, okay, so one, please turn on your notifications back on. Two, if your dad is not looking to understand you and he blames me, you do have to remind him it's you. So like he's completely brushing off what is happening here and is like, "Hey, it's not me, it's you." This is absolutely insane. If it will stick even if he brushes it off. So he doesn't like this dude like Kai is like even just like willing to like he doesn't even want the blame for anything. Like he just doesn't even want the blame that she's even crying in the first place and doesn't even want to look like the bad guy to her parents at all. So he's like, no, you need to tell her, you need to tell your parents that it's you. Remind him that it's you, not me. Like that's how small his ego is. This is completely disgusting. That's denial on his end. So he's the wow. Oh my god, this is disgusting behavior. So he's even talking shit about her dad to her because her dad sees her crying and is like, "Hey, you're crying. There's this change in your behavior. What is going on, daughter?" Dude, Kai, you're a freak. At some point, no matter what you will get into a relationship, us isn't keeping you from success, but these restrictions are. If your dad has that much of an issue with me, he can talk to me. So he's being confrontational, even with her dad. Like, her dad just wants her to improve her grades and is grounding her. He's parenting her as a father should be. And Xzae or Kai is just like, these restrictions are bullshit. Your dad can talk to me. Like, dude, you're delusional. You're a freak. You are a freak. This girl is in high school. She's in her senior year in high school. You're 23 years old. You have a full time job. Go adult. What are you doing with this girl? But letting his assumptions out on you is not what I'm vibing with. You don't have to be physically hurt or harmed to be hurt by something. And because I feel like your family has to be has normalized a lot of this, it's bled into your relationship. It's not normal to leave anyone hanging. It's not normal to give the silent treatment. So he's using her situation with her dad as a manipulation tactic to isolate herself from her father, and not only isolate herself from her dad, but as it have a reasoning or a justification for her to answer him right away and be like, your family normalizes people not communicating or leaving me hanging, not communicating, not answering text messages, and that's kind of fucked up. And you need to answer my text messages, because if you don't answer my text messages, that's toxic behavior. That is completely 100% manipulation at its finest. That is disgusting, toxic behavior. This is disgusting. If you have a boyfriend that acts like this, dump the motherfucker, because you don't need a person like this in your life. This is disgusting. That is not this right here is not, these text messages right here, what I'm seeing right here, this is not what a healthy relationship looks like. That's not what a healthy relationship looks like. This is manipulation. This is manipulation. And this is your boyfriend pinning your family against you, and in hopes that you become argumentative with your family and you take your boyfriend's side with your family. And if you have a boyfriend that does that, that makes you pick your family or makes you pick them, it's either them or your family, they are disgusting, and you drop them because it's your family at the end of the day. They are other fish in the sea. There are other men in this world. No man is more important than your family. Capiche? This is absolutely insane. It is crazy that I'm seeing this. The Google Doc continues. She already tried talking to her parents and they didn't believe her. She told him that her dad didn't believe her excuses for some reason. Kai didn't understand why her dad didn't make him. Again, her dad only knew him as a person Drea was talking to, and told her to remind her dad that he was actually the one, that she was actually the one to blame. He was convinced, he was even convinced that it would work. He would then told her that if her dad had a problem with him, then he could talk to him. Drea's dad first language is Spanish and he could only speak basic English. So I don't know what Kai did get out of what Kai get out of trying to talk to her dad. He'd blame her family for how their relationship was and said it wasn't normal. 423 20 or 423 to 224. I think there's a typo. I think this means 424. I think that's a typo. I think that's 424. Uh these 2 days, I think culturally also, I think culturally Spanish families are much like Italian families. Um and me personally, my Italian family, we're all in each other's business. I'm in my sister's business, my dad's in my business, my mom's in my business. We're all in each other's businesses, okay? We're all involved in each other's lives, and when something is going wrong in one of our family members' life, we're going to set each other straight. We're going to say something, and and when something's wrong, we're going to speak up and have a family sit down, right? I think that's the same. If I might be making assumptions here, and please let me know if I'm making assumptions here in the comment section below, but I think that's the same way in Spanish speaking or Spanish families, or Latin families, possibly. Let me know. Let me know what you think. These 2 days led up led up to their official breakup. Oh yeah, so this is supposed to be 424. These 2 days led up to their official breakup. I will not be providing too many screenshots here, except for the ones that are really necessary to be shown. But the link to the folder containing all the screenshots here, so you can look through them yourselves for context. There are 88 screenshots, and it's not necessary to fit them all in this document. So I've started off with an argument. So it started off with an argument, but we don't know what led to this or if this continuation from the 21st. So let's start with this. Let's start with the context here, and then we will lead into the screenshots in the file. Okay. So it started off with an argument, but we don't know what led to this or if this continuation from the 21st. Forget about the ring. It's whatever. It's not even fun anymore. Xzae says. And then Drea says, because I am slightly asserting power. Okay. Then Xzae says, the shopping too. Then Drea says, yeah, for when I see you, you said uh that you would buy me clothes later on. You were completely fine with it. Then Xzae says, no thanks. Then Dre says, you got me fucked up if you think you can dominate me and hold a ring over my head for me to be submissive to you. Same with contacting my mom. Like, it's so triggering and you don't get it. Okay, so she's letting him know that she's not okay with the contacting the mom. Okay. So then then Xzae says, or Kai says, it's not submission. Just don't act like an asshole. I haven't gotten to you. I haven't gotten for you or I haven't gotten you, or I haven't gotten you for literally anything other than being a bitch. The entire reason we did this is so you could be nicer and earn what you have. Okay. Like, that is insane. Uh, earn what you have. Like, oh, she's supposed to earn gifts. Like, okay. That's odd. Um, so then, Drea says, "You simply gave me a tally for not showing my titties or you're taking your privilege away." Then Zay says, "Because you used it to control yourself. Um, I told you not to be spending fully on a shopping spree. So I just matched your energy. You're not a victim. So what am I gonna let you be controlling over my money?" Skull emoji. "I don't have to give you anything either. I don't even I didn't even say I would get you anything. I told you I'd split because of my financial burden, and you had issue with that. Like, you got me fucked up. Now you don't want to talk because you have consequences to your actions. That's cool. You don't have to get shit." Then Drea says, "Did I say I was going shopping now? No. And I completely understand your circumstances." Then Zay says, "Who cares? That has nothing to do with that." So then the Google Doc continues. "Dre told me the ring he was mentioning in the message was a promise ring. She doesn't remember the context of these messages. Looking up what the promise ring is, it's a pre engagement ring given to a romantic partner to signify commitment. It's typically done by teenagers since they can't get married." He continuously told her that she was not a victim to where he convinced her again. He said he's just matching her energy. Okay. So then Zay says, "Who cares? That has nothing to do with that. I said, or what you did. Like I said, I love you and want to make this work, but you can't keep being a dick just because you don't get your way. I don't mind doing things for you, but you need to earn them, and you don't change if I keep letting everything slide. And quite frankly, I don't give a F about you showing me titties and shit. I don't even want that yet. I didn't even want that yesterday. I just wanted an I love you, and that meant light years more to me seeing your effing body, Drea. I'm not doing this for sexual effing favors. You aren't a S object to me. um, I'm doing this for consideration of my emotions and feelings. And when you're proactive in them, I don't mind being proactive myself. But you're mean and childish when I don't tell you what you want to hear or give what you want. He mentioned here that he wasn't some sex object to him, yet he had no problem allegedly recording their sexual calls without her consent, and only assumed she'd be okay with it. He confronted about it. Sure, it happened before this conversation, and it wasn't okay. And again, um, she was allegedly a minor, and this happened based on her word. Later on, Drea sent him a screenshot of a conversation with her mom. Okay. I can't see the screenshots. Zay says, "Love you too." And then it looks like a screenshot with her mom. Um, then Zay says, is this for NYC or Australia? And not your mom also having her note of silence. Why are you two so similar? Then Drea says NYC. Then she continues, "It's so obvious that you don't pay attention." Then Zay says, or Kai says, "Never mind. I don't care to discuss this anymore." Then she goes, "Okay, Drea, for clarification, it's not me not paying attention. I don't know what the context of the conversation, you knob. Stop being a dick and just help me help you. Jesus fucking Christ. But you must enjoy fighting. And then Drea says, yeah, it's because I've explained this several times. Then then the Google Doc says the reason why she snapped was because she felt frustrated about not being able to do the program she wanted to help with school. She got rejected from one and the other was expensive again or expensive. Again, not defending her reaction here. I'm giving the context of what she told me as to why she snapped. But after this, Kai started using abusive language towards her. Okay, so I'm not going to really say that this is abusive. This is just swearing and calling somebody a knob. I don't think that's abusive. So I'm going to push back on that. Let's see what these texts say. Please, Drea, let your anger out on your mom. You're mad with me, or you mad with her, so you start punching me. Makes sense. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. So this is like freaking dramatic. Okay. You are not in the same location. Okay. You're not in the same location physically. She's not punching you physically. So you are being histrionic, Xzae. Okay? You're being dramatic with the punching statement. You're being hyperbolic as well. Okay? You're being overly dramatic. Cut that out. This is like insane. I can't believe he says that. That is crazy. Okay, whatever. That's such an eye roll statement. I'm rolling my eyes, guys. Neither of this can derive in the screenshot you sent, skull emoji, because someone supposed to think, what if I don't have the money for NYC? Instantly grow the fuck up. I don't care how angry you are. Stop fucking letting your anger out on me. If your issue has nothing to do with me, I'm not the one paying your way to NYC. It's your mom. Like I said, if you don't like me, just tell me and we can break up. I'm done trying for your mean ass. Do this bullshit with the N word who don't mind. He would constantly tell her to break up with him, yet he'd throw a fit whenever she would try to. She would also call himself her sugar daddy, pump and dump. Yikes. Even though he had no problem sending expensive gifts to her. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and say this. He sent the gifts on his own volition. He's more than happy to. That's on him, okay? You know, you wasted your money. You wasted your finances on her. That's on you. That's not on her. The fact that you're throwing it in her face is that's on you, dude. You're 24, 23 years old. That's on you, dude. She has been 18 for like a month and he was expecting so much from her. He said she treated his pets better than him, even though they're animals. Drea also only seen him digitally since this is an online relationship. How would he really know if she wasn't actually there? She'd known those cats for 4 months. Okay, so sure. I don't have opinions about this statement. So that's and this is really an opinionated statement. Zay says, you know what? Never mind, Drea. You're just a effing dick. I was gonna offer to help your mom, but clearly you don't deserve that. So he throws that. So okay, dude, make up your mind. So you said you're not gonna pay for the NYC trip. Like you're sitting here saying, I don't have the money for like what if I don't have the money is for the NYC? What? Weren't you saying earlier that you don't you're you're not helping you or you're not helping her with NYC? Yeah, I'm not the one paying your way into NYC. I'm not the one paying your way to NYC. So you said it a second ago that you're not going to pay for NYC And then now you're here throwing it in your face and being like, well, I was going to help your mom, but I'm not going to help her anymore. Like, uh, dude, you're such a, you're a liar. I call cap on that. I call cap. I was going to offer to help your mom, but clearly you don't deserve shit. I I'm not even your BF anymore, just your sugar daddy and your pump and dump for money. Sweet pea, my fucking ass. That's not true. Excuse me. Yes it the F is. You literally treat me like an animal, like Chicky or Gabby nicer than you treat me, like you treat me. So F do you mean, excuse me? Chicky and Gabby are animals. They are pets. They can do no wrong besides rip something. They don't talk like we do. They don't interact like we do. So I need to act like a effing animal to be treated like bare minimum human decency. Eventually, like, and this guy is like, okay, so this guy is, I'm sorry, but this guy like goes around. Isn't this like the guy that goes around acting like the internet tough guy? And he's like, he doesn't he go around treating people like shit and then is expecting to be treated like a human? Like, you go around treating people like shit yourself. So, like, you have nobody to blame but yourself when you get treated like shit. Have you ever heard of the golden rule, dude? Ever hear of that? And I'm the kind of person that's like respect is earned, not given. Eventually she apologized and later at 6:41 p.m. she said that she'd call him later. So she probably tried to call her or she hung up. When asked why, she said she didn't feel like talking and he accused her of lying. He also accused her of cheating a lot and she had as well later in the screenshot since sent in not in this context though. She explained that she wasn't talking to anyone and just woke up feeling numb. Kai told her that this was because she was isolating herself because it had been happening often that he told her um that he told her that she needed to vent and he'd listen as long as she wasn't rude about it. She still didn't want to talk and was upset about the program. Kai still did take no for an answer, continuously attempted to convince her that calling him would be a great idea. All right. So these screenshots are very small. So I'm going to zoom in real quick and look at them. So the text reads, I'm sorry if I can move. And then Drea says, I'm sorry. And Xzae says, if I can move the hands of time or make this process faster, I would, but I can't. Everyone is doing their best for you, Drea. Everyone loves you so much, but they want you to understand where they're financially, so your gratification isn't instant. Then she says, I'm going to call you later. Then he goes, why? She goes, I don't feel like talking. Then he goes, that's a lie. Who are you talking to that's suddenly making you do this nearly every day? We're just chilling up until you fell asleep. Then she goes, I'm not talking to anyone. I just woke up. I don't feel anything. Then she says, Drea says, I feel numb. I woke up and feel like I just exist. Then Xzae says, Drea, maybe it's because you keep isolating yourself because this is happening every day for the last week or so. You either do it when you are mad or just because. Ever since I started my last job was when this began. Your moods have been unpredictable. You will argue with me in hour one and then act like nothing happened hour two. Please don't leave me hanging. Then she goes, I don't know, babe. I don't feel good. I don't know why, because it's not physical. my head hurts. These are times where I wonder if my effort even matters when I don't have money. Then Zay says, okay, there's a start. We're getting somewhere. You cannot keep isolating yourself when. Let me zoom out. Sorry, guys. Then the Google Doc continues. He ignored how she felt and believed that the call was when she needed or was what she needed because he said so. Drea, that's exactly why you need to call. It's not about if you want to. Jesus. That's very demanding. And when she still didn't want to call, he told her they were done. All right. So Zay says, holy shit, you're an asshole. Then Drea says, I'd rather deal with the shit myself. Leave me alone. Then Zay says, never mind. We're done, Dre. Just just be alone and angry at the world. Then she goes, make sure you mean it. Then Zay says, every time I try to provide you with with assistance, you act like a complete bitch. Then, oh my God. He reminds me of one of those dudes that's like, when you're just like, when a guy comes up to you and hits on you and you're like, no, thank you, I'm not interested. And then he's like, okay, fuck off, bitch. I didn't want you anyways. And it's just like, yeah, thank God I said no. He reminds me of one of those guys. Okay. And then Drea says, okay. Then she says, we're done. And Zay says, it doesn't hurt to talk. Then she says, I did talk. Then he goes, no, you didn't. I'm trying to help you compromise in the assistance I can give you. Then she goes, I just didn't want to get into a call physically rather than finding a solution like you supposedly do, like sending an audio message. Then that would be great. I would be able to disrupt you then. Then Zay says, what if I didn't want to send you one? Then she goes, okay, well, you aren't creating a fucking compromise. You want your way. Leave me alone. Then Zay says, neither are you, Drea. Then she goes, we're done. Then she's like, OMG. Then Zay says, OMG, fuck you, dude. You make me so mad. You keep saying I want everything my way. So what the fuck does that make you? Drea, call so we can talk. No, I don't want to talk. Drea, you're not being fair. Don't want to be fair. And then the text cuts off there. I can't see what it says. Um, then the Google Doc continues. When he didn't get his way, he insulted her. She was not entitled to call him, even though he was her boyfriend. I mean, like, again, I was saying it in the Brianna chicken fry video. When you're with somebody, you have to be with somebody, and like you have to have your own separate spaces. Like you got to have your own separate time as well. You can't be spending time with each other all the time. So I mean, if you're spending 24/7 together, you're gonna drive each other crazy. It seems like they were driving each other crazy. So and looks like he wanted to spend more time with her, and it just was. It looked like she was not. Drea was the kind of person that was not having it at all whatsoever. Even though he was her boyfriend, a call wouldn't have solved anything since Kai continuously pressured her to call, and it didn't resolve anything. But before we get into that, he threatened to contact her mom again if he didn't if she didn't call, despite saying they were. He told her that she had 3 minutes and she sent the amount she had left on her Apple Cash and told him to take it. They finally call FaceTime after these texts because Drea was scared about Kai's threats on him calling her mom. So again, this is well after Drea had told on several occasions Kai that she was not okay, that Kai would say I'm going to contact your mother. So like she would clearly communicate this and he would just not respect this boundary, right? So I guess yeah, it looks like this continued. So let's continue to read. Because I have lots of opinions on this. They did finally have a call, FaceTime, after these texts because Drea was scared about Kai's threats on him calling her mom. She told me that during this call, she was in the bathroom during this call and crying. He wouldn't let her speak unless he was asking her a question because he thought she had no right to speak. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is insane. Who the fuck are you to tell a woman what to do? Like, isn't this guy like I don't mean to bring politics into question here, but isn't this guy like left leaning? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Telling this woman whether she has a right to speak or not. These are kind of going against your political values, my dude. Am I right? Like she has no right to speak? Okay. Like, yikes. You're kind of backtracking on your principles here, Kai. He wouldn't let her speak unless he was asking her a question because he thought that she had no right to speak. I would just hang up. Like me, my personal opinion, I'd be like, you don't get to remove my right to speak. I'm a very opinionated Italian woman. Fuck you. Bye. Go call my mom. I'm going to go tell my mom that this motherfucker told me that I didn't have the right to speak. He's fucking nuts. Mom, if he calls you, he's a cuckoo head. That's what I would say. And then my mom would probably go, "What the fuck are you doing with my child?" Then I'd probably get grounded, but whatever. Anyways, he also wouldn't let her hang up to take a shower and still wanted her on call during that. Yeah, I bet. She never took a shower. By the end of the call, it got to the point where Kai was threatening again, insane, absolutely insane, and said that he was going to do this the same way as his mom. And he has the pills in his bathroom cabinet. I need to mention this because of what he says later in the text messages. Drea was trying to stop him at this time, but she didn't but he wouldn't answer her and texting on his phone assuming that he was messaging people about how he was going to commit. This is insane. It's just nutso. And of course he has the cat with him. So this is a cat, Xzae. And if we end, it's not your fault, it's my fault for entering this relationship ready and heels. Dre says that. Lindsay says, I love you. Please stay safe. Don't do anything to yourself. Please call your mom. I'm sorry. This is too much. I'm not happy. Everything's falling apart and I'm losing everything. Then Drea says, pass me the phone to Blink. Then Zay says, I'm not letting you talk to my brother. I wanted to go after I went to Hot Pot. I just want to eat something nice before I died. So he's clearly fading. I can't keep putting myself through this. If there was anything I wanted to work, it was this. Zay, please call me. I wanted a home. Babe, please call me. I don't want this to happen, please. And then Zay says, I just wanted to be loved the same way I love other people, but I'm deteriorating. My apartment is a mess. My is late and I'm getting sued. So he's being sued for something. I have no idea what he's getting sued for. So, yikes. After that, She sent him pictures of him and his cats and told them that their relationship if their relationship ends, it was her fault. So yeah, that this is the context provided. Uh, Kai started to spiral again at the thought of not being able to talk to Drea. He started saying things to get her to feel bad about him. He started making plans to end his life when he told her he wanted to go after he went to Hotbot because he wanted to eat something nice before he died. Drea told me that she doesn't know what she meant by getting sued. And honestly, I don't know either. We can talk. You just have to call me. Your notifications are silenced, Drea. I'm trying to call. Do you have your phone? And then $5 was sent, then $5 was sent back. Then she says blank, and then he says question mark. Then she goes, I really don't like yesterday. It doesn't sit well with me at all. Then he goes, it doesn't with me either. Then Xzae says, if it's going to lead to an argument or something, what is the point of apologizing yesterday night or even calling me at 1? Did you not meant that? Then Drea says, I'm not trying to argue at all. And then he goes, so what are we doing? Then Drea says, I really just don't appreciate how you tried contacting my mom against me, and threatening to kill yourself because I wanted to end the relationship and it's my fault for instigating this environment. But what you did yesterday was really manipulative and abusive. And I didn't appreciate the fact that you kept forcing me not to talk to or not to talk and referred to me not having the right to speak. And it really hurt and my heart aches. Then Xzae says, Drea. Then Xzae says, I'm really tired of you victimizing yourself and then putting it under a platter of, I understand I did this, but then Xzae says, I understand I'm manipulative and abusive, but you were wrong but you were wrong for reacting to it. So this is entirely messed up. This statement right here is so fricked up in the head. And the reason why I say it's messed up in the head is because Drea is saying right here, hey, she's saying boundaries right here. She's establishing boundaries. I don't appreciate how you are contacting my mom against me and threatening to K word yourself because I wanted to end the relationship and it's my fault. Like she's taking ownership for harboring this environment. And then she's saying what you did yesterday was really manipulative and abusive, right? And she's explaining to him what he did. She's telling him what he did is this. And she's clearly telling him what it is. And he is throwing that and saying, no, you, and is using this and saying, I understand. He's taking her words and bad faithfully summarizing them as, I understand, Drea, using these quotes, I understand I am manipulative and abusive, but you were wrong for reacting to it. That is so effed up. And then he's also blaming her for saying, you do this all the time. Dude, can you not take any kind of ownership on your end? Do you not take any kind of responsibility on your end? It takes two to tango here. Yes, may have been things that she has done wrong. Yes, we will acknowledge that. I would love to see the things that Drea has done wrong. I have an open mind when it comes to that, right? But you are straight up baiting. You are straight up. You had an inappropriate relationship with a 17-year-old. You knew her age. You neglected to verify her age when you first met her. When you found out her age, you still continued to interact with her. And then you threatened to contact her mom on top of it. And then on top of it, you did manipulation tactics with her father. And then you did the baiting. And then on top of it, you did all this manipulation bullshit. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Gross behavior. And then on top of it, you're saying you do this all the time. What is wrong with you, dude? Can you take like any kind of ownership here? Can you take any kind of ownership? I'm an objective, unbiased person, but right now, looking at this Google Doc, you look like an insane, unhinged person that is completely degenerate. Absolutely degenerate. You are weird. You're a freak. Then she says, I just broke down to my teacher about it. Then the Google Doc continues. On the 24th, she tried to tell him that she didn't like what happened the other day. She mentioned that she was crying a lot and he kept telling her that she wasn't allowed to speak because she didn't have the right to speak. So she let him know that she let him know right here that saying I don't have the right to speak hurts me, and he continues to do the thing that bothers her in the relationship. That's disgusting. That's not a healthy relationship. That's toxic behavior. That's a red flag. You probably should be breaking up with this guy. And it's great. I'm sure she sees the red flags now, but this is disgusting. Like, this is absolutely disgusting. Your teacher didn't see. Oh my God. I cannot believe you're saying this. Xzae, what are you thinking, dude? Like, this guy thinks he's morally righteous. This Xzae, Kai, this guy thinks he's never wrong. This guy thinks he's always right, never wrong, 100% superior. I guarantee you, he doesn't think his shit don't stink. Hey, Kai, you ever watch this video? The reality of the situation is your shit stinks. You are a shit person. You are no better than anybody else in this world. Okay. I am no better than you. Okay. You are no better than me. That is the reality of this situation. Stop walking around this world. Stop acting like you are somebody because you are nothing. You're nothing, dude. You're nothing. You are just some guy in the United States that makes YouTube videos on your 11K channel. That's what you are. That's all that you are. That is your value. I am just some person in Texas that makes YouTube videos on my 2K channel, and I do the things in my life, and that's all that I am. You are no one special. You will be nobody special. Stop going around and acting like you're gonna be like a superstar or whatever, and everyone's gonna know you, and you're gonna be ultra famous, and you're never wrong because hey, guess what? You're wrong, and hey, guess what? You're super wrong. Okay, that's the reality of the situation. I can't believe you're saying this. Your teacher didn't see what you said on the phone, nor did they hear you. Yikes, dude. You're a freak. You only did this because your guilt of your own actions eats you up and you don't want to carry the responsibility. You saw me crying on the bathroom floor. My lungs were hurting. I'm not an abusive. I fought back against my abuser. Okay. If you feel like Drea is an abuser, please come out with your allegations. I would love to go over them. I would love to cover them, come out with them. I can be open minded and objective and unbiased. So please give your response with the same tactics she used against me. And you don't give a fuck. Yeah, the same can be said for you. You don't see me. yell and scream and cry. Don't care. I beg and plead for your communication and you ignore me. Yes, you do. Yes, I do. And I'm communicating now and you don't appreciate it. You went through that once and I want to act like you're the one who was victimized. You're not. Then this text reads, you're not, you keep saying that it's not up to you. You make that determination. You don't change. That's not care. You don't communicate unless asked. That's not compassion. You have always looked for a way out. I'm not giving you credit for that. You don't want a break, Dre. That's a lie. Just the lies you tell everyone. You're not entitled for not entitled to an apology for being abusive yourself. You showed people a window of our over 10K messages and calls. Of course, you would vindicate you. You're manipulating them. I just want you to hear me. Dre, I've wanted that for the past 4 months and you've spit in my face. And what's worse, you manipulated everyone around you so that you don't have to take the fault for what you did. You ignored me and everything and then it cuts off there. She tried to explain why the call really bothered her, but instead of apologizing, he blamed her. He called her manipulative and abusive, but she wasn't the one threatening to call a family member. If he didn't want to call, um she wasn't the one who kept not forcing him not to talk. The call bothered her so much that she broke down to a teacher, which Kai responded that he was weaponizing someone ignorant. Once she mentioned that to her teacher, saw the messages, he went full mask off. He wouldn't apologize. He also kept insulting her. He also continued calling her abusive. He even accused her of wanting him to go through with K wording himself. That is absolutely insane. I just broke down to my teacher about it. I just don't know. But yesterday I said I didn't want to talk. And of course, it was more discouraging because you instigated it. And here you are weaponizing someone to get out of what you did, or weaponizing someone ignorant to get out of what you did. Just break up with me, Drea. I don't care anymore. She read the messages. You're wildly inconsistent. Okay, then we are done. You're free. You just wanted an apology, but okay, no thanks. We've exchanged apologies on the phone. You're an awful person, Drea. The reason why the teacher and others took Drea's side was because they knew that Kai was a grown adult. He called her narcissist and compared her to being like Omnia, who he called abusive as well. Um, he said she'd weaponized her breakdowns and sympathy to seek because she had fled off pity, and said a lot more. He wouldn't contact, but he would K-word himself and proceeded to send her tons of screenshots and messages, and he saved them and other stuff to use against her. So these messages read, you sit here and trauma dump and go on these tangents about how bad your life is and do absolutely nothing about it. At least everyone else is trying to change their circumstance. I'm not going to contact your mom, but I will K word myself. So he's doing the baiting again. I'm done with this with you. I don't want to break anymore. I don't want a relationship either. It was a mistake dating you. And then request, follow, confirm. Constantly changing your mind over and over again. Incoming call, leaving out important contacts because you wanted to make me look bad, and you didn't show anyone this, right? So this looks like to me that Kai really cares To me, Kai really cares about his opinion. Kai really cares about his image of what others think of him. He really cares about what people that have nothing to do with him in his personal life think about him. And this is odd because it's just like, dude, you're never going to know these people. You will never know who that teacher is. You will never know who these students are. You will never know who these people are, and you really care about their opinions. Who cares? Who cares what their opinion what their opinions are? And then he sits on the internet and says that he doesn't care what drama commentary people think, but then he sits there and obsesses, right? This tells me you really care about what other people's opinions of you are. My advice to you, Kai, moving forward, is if you don't want to care, or if you say that you don't care about what others' opinions of you are, then really actually don't care. Don't listen. Don't invest yourself. Don't give your time. Move the fuck on. Just don't care. Okay? If it actually bothers you, don't listen. Don't care. But I think you actually really care about what others think of you. You care so much that you obsess about it. And it's weird. It's weird. You take it to a point where you actually to you care about what a teacher that you will never meet in ever thinks about you, of your ex-girlfriend, supposedly, and students of your ex-girlfriend think about you. That is insane. That's crazy. But did you show this to anyone, right? Then these screenshots read it's like a screenshot of a screenshot and of a screenshot or any of this, right? These messages he sent show that she was not perfect, but they don't make him look any better specifically. With the way that he weaponized them, these weren't the end of the screenshots he sent, because he sent a lot more. He was starting to send he started threatening to send his screenshots to her mom. So I can show them the times you brought up your dad's SA. What? That is disgusting. That's insane. So he's like essentially blackmailing her. What is the relevancy of her dad's SA and whether she like opened up about you? What is the relevancy of that? You would want your mom to know this, right? It's just a record. It I'll I'll just record it all and send it to her. That is insane. This is so unhinged. This is crazy. I want to know what these text messages show. These text messages read, it's not about you either. You are just even put yourself in this predicament in the first place. You look what you had for granted and now you are here. Then he says, F you. You're supposed to be on my side. Then Drea says, you messed up and now everyone is wary of you leaving because you ruined their trust. I'm on your side, but I'm also objective, babe. Don't act like you don't understand why your folks are this way either. It takes two to tango. These these screenshots don't even look that bad. That's insane. Okay. I can't believe he is like trying to blackmail her, or yeah, say like, "Oh, I'm going to tell your mom that you brought up your dad's SA." Like, what is wrong with you, dude? You need meds, bro. He brought up her dad's SA, and but she stated to me that Kai blew it out of proportion, and it was not SA. Her dad was never SA'd, or her dad never SA'd her. There were still personal concerns being weaponized against her, even if it was even if it was SA, why was he threatening to bring it up to her mom? It can be read off as concern. These texts also screenshot every time she mentioned wanting to harm herself. Most of the time, it was during school, and he was really serious, except for some. Though the difference is, yes, it doesn't look good, but she's young and he continued interacting with her. It can be argued that she continued interacting with him too, but how did a high schooler have such a strong hold on a grown adult? He was not abused by a 17 to 18-year-old girl. Yes, minors can be shitty people too, or shitty people. Okay, not a minor. 17 to 18-year-old. Okay. Can be shitty people and say shitty things, but compared to the two, Kai's a lot more predatory. Yeah, I don't dismiss that. Also, we will see later that even when she wanted to end the relationship, Kai continued trying to message her. So it looks like screenshots. Live your life. Blank sound like my mom? Question mark. Drea. It makes me want to K word myself. I'm going to K word myself. If I wasn't such a coward, I would K word myself, but I don't have the courage to. If I stay here any longer, I will K word myself. So he's still like baiting over and over again. Jesus, this guy needs help. Kai also got upset with her and called her a horrible person because he would call her dramatic after sending those messages. You are quite literally a horrible person. You're just being dramatic. F you seriously. My mother actually K-worded herself, and you want to a play about around with me. Dude, you're literally waiting, dude. What does that mean? Kai also got upset. Kai also got upset with her and called her a horrible person because he would call her self dramatic after sending those messages. You're quite okay. We already read that. He brought up his mom's because she didn't take it seriously, yet he threatened it when Dre didn't want to talk. Drea didn't want to talk to him. He said in one of his live streams here that he was serious about it, but what he did was hold her hostage in a call because she was scared that he actually do it. The horrible person was him. So I'm not going to play the live stream because I don't want to get flagged. He has been known to be a flagger, so I don't want to get flagged. She would tell him to stop, um, but he didn't listen and continued. I'm going to take this person's word for it, though. I'm going to believe this person. He would continue to tell him to stop and didn't listen and continued sending screenshots. He would call her a gold digger and send the screenshots he took where she was sending links to stuff he wanted or she wanted. There's no context to those screenshots as to why she sent those. So there can't be anything determined there. We don't know if he asked her what she wanted for her birthday before those. So it looked like he continued to like message her. Why? Like, okay. So, all right. I'm going to have a criticism on her end. If you are breaking up with somebody and you don't want to talk to them, why are you continuing to interact with them? Stop interacting with them. Okay. Keep this shit up. I don't know. No, stop A-wording me and telling me to calm down. You're not a victim. You're a manipulative person. You used me for what I had until I had nothing else. Answer my call. Uh, the millions of times we discussed Australia. Then in this screenshot, Drea says, "This is an ultimatum. You can choose Australia or you can choose me. You do not get both." Then Xzae says, "You don't even get you. You didn't even tell me you love me." I oh, so this is Xzae saying this. This is an ultimatum. You can choose Australia or you can choose me. You don't get both. Then she says, you didn't even tell me you love me. Then um Xzae says, I do, Drea. I'm sorry. I'm just in a hurry and I absolutely cannot be late. A school is not the end of the world, Drea. You need to be serious. Either way, you have no idea you'll be accepted. Just because something looks good on paper doesn't mean you're guaranteed a spot. If you really want this being in the US isn't going to make a difference. And she goes, what do you mean? And then he says, if you want to be in your uh designated university so bad, um, or designated university so bad, it's not going to make a difference. You're in the US. You just bust your ass and do what you have. Then Xzae says he sent her text where they talked about Australia for the program she wanted to do for school, but he didn't approve. He even said that she had to choose either him or Australia, not both. So I guess that like they're still together. I I guess this wasn't enough and they were still together by force. Like she still had to be with him. So yeah, I guess they were still together. And then these texts read, "This isn't working. Can we talk, please?" And then so we can argue and continue the cycle again. Then Zay says, I'm tired, Drea. Then, wait, why did these switch? Why are these switched? I guess like the like she must have pulled these from another device. Then Drea says, I'm sorry. And Zay says, I'm just going to repeat myself again. Then says, I really want this. I really want you. It's my fault. Then Zay says, I'm sorry, but I'm so hurt. You'd even think I was sexualizing you. I don't want, I don't think my words mean anything anymore. I don't know what you want anymore. Then she goes, what do you mean? Then he says, I demonstrate to you every day and you're not a piece of meat to me. In this screenshot he sent to her, it followed on February 13th. He wanted to end the relationship because she was in this screenshot he sent to her. It showed on February 13th. Okay, so we're back in February. He wanted to end the relationship not because she was a minor, but because he was hurt that Drea that thought he was sexualizing her. After even more screenshots of text messages, he then sends what looks to be articles about narcissists to her. Okay, so these are back in February, okay? And then like this is him quoting the article. These are all things that you do. This is insane. He would quote and highlight lines that would say they were related to her. Mind you, he's sending these messages nonstop without any breaks in times. He would he went back sending messages again, as well as another group of screenshots. In these messages, both Kai and Dre exchanged messages that went too far. Okay. And in these text messages, they start, okay, you got upset about having a conversation about the same thing multiple times. If you kept your word, I would have trusted that, but you don't. And then this is redacted. Then Zay says you're pivoting. Then um Dre says, go get back with your ex. You'd say no. Then he goes, oh, okay. Then she says, how is that okay? Then he goes, I'm done with this conversation. Drea regretted what she said here. I knew it wasn't okay. But from what we can see, they constantly get into fights, and Kai would keep using abusive language towards her. He brings up personal details and blame her for it. After that, he stopped sending screenshots and he called her abusive and insulted her. And then he told her that they were done. They both needed to agree to that now. She didn't answer at 7:37 p.m. Kai threatened to and then and when she said she didn't want to continue the relationship, he said he was doing it. Reconsider yourself a victim. You are abusive. So this is Xzae. Your morals and standards are wildly inconsistent. You nearly pay attention to how fucking common your mood swings are and how they affect others. All right, guys. So I just noticed right here that this right here isn't Xzae saying this. This is Drea saying this. So Drea was also debating. So she was also doing it too. And so I also have an issue with that. Like, why are you both mutually doing this to each other? Why are you both using this as like some kind of manipulation tactic? I don't like that. I don't like that this manipulation thing was kind of happening. I don't like that Drea was doing that, and I don't like Xzae was also doing it too. So I don't like that they were both doing it in the same. Yeah, I don't like that. I have issues with that. All right. And the reason why I discovered that that was Drea doing that is because when I scroll down and I get to the point where Xzae actually contacted Drea's mother. And I have a problem with that. I have a very big problem with that. What are you doing actually contacting her mom? But before we get into that, let's continue with these text messages. Your morals and standards are wildly inconsistent, and you don't nearly pay attention to how effing common your mood swings are and how they affect others. Everything you've gotten upset with me about this behavior that you've brought up into this relationship. If we are done, uh we need to mutually agree on that now, and no more late night calls and texts about how much you love me. No more manipulation to get out of accountability. You need to decide on that now. Drea, I'm not waiting for you to reply. If you leave me hanging, I'm gonna follow through. And then Drea says, Zay, I'm sincerely sorry about the way I've treated you throughout this relationship. It is my fault for getting in one. I've before I've completely healed myself. I've decided everything you've done or I've appreciated everything you've done for me. However, you have no right to contact my mother, and it's absolutely concerning. Nevertheless, creepy to do so, let alone extreme violation of privacy that you went out of your way to invade. I do not want to continue this relationship whatsoever, mainly looking out for both of our mental health. Okay, I'm doing it, Zay replies. Then Drea says, I don't want conflict. Uh that wasn't the objective of this. I don't want hard feelings. I just want to make sure we end this properly. I do hope that we can agree that this is the best decision for both of us. Then Zay says, nah. And then Drea says, obviously, I'm okay. And you aren't either, since it has an impact and affected you as well. I sincerely apologize. Thank you for everything and the gifts, especially your. And then this time she wasn't falling for it and wished him the best, and broke up with him as soon as he continued to threaten her with contacting her mom if she didn't call him. Um, and then the text reads, I hope you get everything you please with or without me. Then Zay says, Dre, I already sent it. It's too late for this. Then Dre says, I had to build strength to do so and recollect myself. Then Xzae says, "What are you talking about? Why are you sending me this pre-type shit?" Then Drea says, I just texted and typed them up in the moment. Then Zay says, "You don't speak to me like this. Why are you acting brand new?" Then Drea says, "However, there's no reason to continue like this. Our conversation, I wish you the best. Thank you." And then Zay says, "If you don't call me, I'm downing these pills. I will K-word myself right now. If you leave me hanging, Drea, you don't effing abandon me. Drea, I will give you 3 minutes. I will K-word myself right now. I don't care anymore. I'll it'll call I'll call one more time, Drea. Do not fucking abandon me like this. Please don't ignore my call. Drea, don't abandon me. You don't get to do this to me. Drea, don't leave me like this. I don't want to be left alone in this state. You don't get to keep ending your conversations and leaving me hanging. Drea, I'm gonna self-destruct. You don't get to be like this." And then a screenshot was sent of the mom's text. It's done, Drea. Bye. Stop sharing your location with me. And then she stopped sharing the location. Um, then the Google Doc continues. He sent her a screenshot of his Facebook messages to her mom. Drea told me that she never gave Kai her mom's Facebook or even her Facebook, and they told us, or they both use nicknames for their profiles. She's not sure how Kai found her mom's Facebook after he sent that. He said that it was done and he told her to stop sharing location and the conversation ended, but it wasn't the end. That was what she sent her mom um while he and Drea were arguing, debating. And then Zay says this to Drea's mom: "Your daughter and I have been dating for months, and this is the stuff that she sent me. There's much more than that, but I've tried being there, and I do love her, but I don't know what to do anymore to save our relationship, so I'm putting it all on the table. Um, I was the one she was talking to before she left for. I don't care what it is that you feel about me, but has loving blank has both hard and wonderful. I sent her gifts. I provided her for her in ways that I haven't in such a long time. But we are ending. So if there's anything you wanted to know, I can answer." And then there's another message: "Your daughter and I have been dating for months." This is the stuff she had sent me. So it looks like it's a second attempt to contact the mom. She told her mom not to answer him, but she did read the messages. I remember my mother being absolutely disgusted by those messages, how he tries to convince my mom that he's a good person. She also talked about how she felt about that. On the 25th, Kai DM'd Drea on Twitter to ask if she was serious about being done with the relationship. So, like, they cut contact, but he still doesn't get it. Like, still doesn't get it. Bro, hello, dude, nutso. Are you, hey, unhinged person that likes to contact mothers after they've been broken up with? Done means done. Dunzo means dunzo. When someone breaks up with you, that means broken up with. That means don't contact the mom. Okay? You fucking nutso. Are you fucking crazy? You're fucking nutso. You are crazy. You're an ex-boyfriend that doesn't go away. And you should just go away. Just disappear off the face of the earth. You freaking creepo. You're creepy, dude. You're freaking creepy. What gives you the right to contact this person's mother without their permission? You are a freak. You're a freak, dude. You're an absolute freak. You're a degenerate. You're crazy. You're crazy. Okay. So the text reads: "Do you seriously mean it when you say you're done?" Yes. When somebody breaks up with you, that means they are breaking up with you. Hello? Hello? That's what it means. It could be clear as day, buddy. Do you really want me to move on? Yes. If there's someone else that would be easier for me to accept, if there's someone else that would be easier for me to accept. Did you only want me for what I had? Please tell me the truth. Actually, never mind. Sorry for asking. Dude, this guy is a freak. On the 26th, he DM'd her again and sent her a lengthy message. He only apologized for losing control and blamed her for how the relationship turned out. So Xzae says, now that I've had a few days to sit on it, I do want to say I'm sorry for losing my cool. I genuinely couldn't keep it together. I'm sorry for telling you to shut up, and I couldn't be so rude. And now that I've had a few days to sit on it, I do want to say I'm sorry for losing my cool, and I genuinely want to keep it together. I'm sorry for telling you to shut up, and being so rude in the way that I communicated. I'm sorry for contacting your mom. Okay, like my rule of thumb for I'm sorry means you'll never do it again. And I'm putting X to doubt. Like, I think you would try and contact the mom again. And I think the only reason why you're apologizing to Drea right now is because you didn't get your way when you contacted the mother. I think had you gotten your way, you wouldn't have even apologized to Drea in the first place. I think this is absolutely disgusting that you continue to contact her even after the relationship is broken. Like, this is creepy behavior, dude. This is effing behavior. Effing creepy behavior. You're a freak. I'm sorry for contacting your mom. I don't know what came of that, if anything. I'm sorry for being suicidal. I'm not sorry for being triggered. I'm not sorry for feeling used and discarded. I told you my traumas and I told you my issues, and you're blind, upset. You completely disregarded them multiple times, even down to the final moment, and we spoke. You don't make a decision with both of us in mind. That isn't manipulation. That's me breaking down. And any person that would be irrational. And I was, just as you wanted to be heard, so did I. My employment is something I can control. My home is something I can control. But fixing you is something I can't. Helping you understand me is something I can't. If I had no right to tell your mom anything, you had no right sharing my suicidal feelings to anyone, especially parties outside of us. So again, this is this is where I have the take where Kai absolutely really puts in value of strangers' opinion of him. Why does he care about what the teacher and what the students think of him? He's never going to meet them. They live in another country. They live in Bolivia. They don't even, they're never going to meet face to face. Why does he care so much? He really puts value in their opinion. He shouldn't even care what their opinion is. I found several examples in our messages that highlight you doing the same thing. While I could easily weaponize every single bout of abuse and ghost you forever the way you did to me, but I already made the mistake of going as low as you. I do not know what is happening outside of me, blank, and all honestly, I've reached a point to where trusting you is impossible. Not unless you change. You wanted to do you wanted so much access to me, and I gave it to you. You wanted so much effort and love out of me, and I gave it to you. I could have left you, or I could have left when you lied about your age. You should have. Like the fact that you say I could have left when you lied about your age. Hi, hello, Kai. My name is Leah. I'm here to bring you an ounce of reality. You should have. You should have blocked them when they told you they lied about their age. You should have stopped the interaction. The fact that you, the adult, continued to interact with the 17-year-old, regardless if they were going to turn 18 in 2 months. The fact that you decided to continue without even freaking verifying their age, and you didn't report their dating profile in the app. You're weird. You're a degenerate. You're a freak, and you need to be called out because hi, guess what? Grown adults in a functioning society don't interact with 17-year-olds like that, especially 17-year-olds that are 2 months away from turning 18. Okay. I, as a 35-year-old, know to not act like that. You, as a 25-year-old, with a functioning adult with a job in the United States of America that I'm sure that can vote in society, shouldn't be acting like this. That is your reality. That is on you. And this is where you are. This is your fault. You have nobody to blame but yourself. If you want to sit here and make a YouTube video, make a response video, and make yourself look like the victim, I'm going to laugh at you because you should have known better to not interacted with the 17-year-old in the first place. That's the reality of the situation. You should have cut contact. And the fact that you're saying it right here in this email and saying, I could have left you when you lied about your age, but you didn't. And it further escalated. And that's on you. I could have left you when you threatened your life the first time. I could have left you. Like it shouldn't have even gotten to that. That's how insane this is. That is absolutely insane. The fact that you are even writing an email on April 26th and you're saying, I could have left you when you threatened your life the first time. No, you should have left them when they lied about their age. You should have left them when you found out when they were 17. You should have verified their age. It's that simple. And again, my criticism on Drea is that she shouldn't have lied about her age. What is a 17-year-old doing on a dating app like that? She shouldn't have been on that app in the first place, but that's on her. Dude, this is absolutely insane that I'm reading that sentence. This is crazy. Like, how are you writing? How are you typing this email? Kai, like, I have a question for you. How are you typing this email and you think that you are in the right by typing this email? I'm utterly curious. How do you think that you are right by typing this email? When you say this sentence, I could have left you when you lied about your age. What makes you think that you're in the right? What makes you think that you're better? What makes you think that you're morally superior? Because, hey, guess what? You're not. You're not. I could have left the first few times you verbally and emotionally abused me. I could have left when you said you're being dramatic over when you continued to gold dig, and even despite knowing my financial state. Dude, you are 23 years old. You are in control of your finances. You know when to buy things and when not to buy things. That is on you. That's not on them. Okay? You're more than happy to buy those gifts. Yet you told me you felt like you were impossible to love, and I made the choice to choose you every time. Yeah, you made the choice. You made the choice. And you even acknowledge that in that sentence. Your apologies are a means to an end. It was an easy it wasn't easy for you to walk away. It was easy for you to walk away. You went back to your life like nothing happened every time. The end of our partnership isn't an inevitability. It's a manifestation unless that was a lie too. I really wish you luck in figuring it out in these next 2 years. Truly, I do, because my words fall on deaf ears. And the only experience will teach you your own foolishness. I do not cry around you that often, but that does not mean I do not care. But I can't hurt, but you can't hurt people and expect them to tend to you. You can break someone and want them to cry for you. I am numb and I'm doing my best to redo all of my healing. Healing I did before I met you. You promised me you wouldn't do me what Hannah did. Okay. I love you, Drea. I truly do. Oh my God. This like freak. This dude is a total freak, total degenerate at its finest. And I hope one of these days I can live a life with you in it. Bro, you are so fucking creepy. You're creepy. And everything we promised each other would become a possibility. But your selfishness, hypocrisy, and self centered mentality are going to K word every relationship you've gone forward with or without me. You cannot keep telling others you you cannot keep telling others you want to make choices with them when in reality you're going to do what you want regardless. You do not consider the thoughts, the feelings of others, and the more you try and sweep everyone's issues under the rug and not communicate, that relationship will fail. You hurt people and you hurt me. You left me in an era of my life when I really, really needed you. And no amount of actions have happened to you can even hold a candle to the pain you have caused me. I'm done putting myself out for you and blaming myself for issues that was up to you to fix, as well as my reactions to them. I hope you never meet someone who gives you the life comparable to the taste of venom for the duration, the time that you gave me. I'm not counting on it, but maybe our time apart, you will realize what exactly you had before you choose to abandon it. I never wanted this, and this was your choice. So I am accepting your decision to make that bed and lie in it. And I hope in time that in life teaches you experience that what couldn't make a hear in words, relationships are supposed to get boring. That's what makes them healthy. There's no drama. Instead of looking for chaos everywhere you go, I hope it manifests peace. I respectfully ask that you remove any of my followers or or ask or any level link between the both of us socially that you are giving me um, the time to clear my head and respect your decision. This part stuck out to me. The Google Doc continues. This part stuck out to me because here it's confirmed that he was aware that she lied about her age. He cannot excuse that he never knew about her age. He also said he could have left, but as we can see, he obviously didn't. Andrea was the one to officially end the relationship. He made the choice to choose her every time. He was not forced, regardless of the baiting or threats. He should have ended it when her age was revealed. That's his fault, not hers. I do agree with the person that wrote the Google Doc. This is absolutely insane. I could have left when you lied about your age. I could have left. Yeah. So that's the same paragraph that we read. This is absolutely insane that he wrote this paragraph and he thinks that he's morally superior than her or correct. Like, bro, you are not above anybody in this society, because guess what? You're the adult that should have removed themselves from a situation and didn't. And that's on you. That's This is just insane. He said that he never wanted this and that was her choice. Here he still didn't want to break up with her. He also said he respected her decision, but these messages as well as others tell a different story. She didn't answer him after these, and later on at 7:05 he sent her a screenshot of her Hinge. Drea said that she reactivated her account um, after she and Kai broke up. There can't be much criticism because she is now 18 and her age when it reactivated was 18. Yeah, I don't have criticism on her now because she's 18. My criticism with her is when why are you 17 being on Hinge when you're 17 years old? You should have waited when you were 18. That's my only criticism. Okay. But she's 18 now. She can be on that app now. Kai said he had a feeling, so he went looking. You can read screenshots here after she made the response to him and on Twitter and blocked him. He sent her emails and a voicemail. The emails part one, before he sent the email, he sent Drea 3 emails on 3 different accounts, but it was really easy to tell that it was him because they had his name. He was also sending these to other emails where were her iCloud. Okay. Drea, I never used Hinge to cheat on you. I used it for the exact reason I did today. Anyone who ever expressed interest in me, I ignored or politely rejected and ghosted. I choose you every time. I wanted to know that you would chose me. You're not making a mistake. You're not going to replace me just like that. If I wanted someone else, I would have ran to them. You cannot go to another person just looking for me. And if you were adamant on denying access to me, you would have removed me on Twitter too. You're looking for that what we had in someone else. This is creepy, dude. Like this is fucking creepy. No, like dude, let me just tell you, bro. When a woman is on a dating app, she's looking to date, okay? She's looking to date, okay? She's not looking to find something in relation to you, okay, dude? Like, you're over analyzing here. This is fucking creepy. This is really creepy stalker behavior. You're looking for what we had in someone else. Dre, you can't find that. This was your issue. Why don't you just ask about it and bring it up? It's why you started to become distant. Why are you looking in blank when you know you're in Bolivia? You can't put someone through what you did to me. You can just fix what's already there. Why do you think you need a relationship right now if that was the first time thing? Is that what you been distracted by on your phone? You're still active. So I know you haven't had much luck. Do you think I cheated? Is that why you were mad, Drea? There is no one else. I'm just effing paranoid, and you know that. I couldn't give myself to anyone else, even if I tried. There's no one else on my phone or in my phone. If that was the case, you would have seen me texting or messaging them. How long has this account existed? Why did you not just talk about it with me? If you were skeptical, literally whatever you want, I know I will tell you, but if you really respected me, you would have talked to me about it, not did all this. And then the other email is, okay, I'm just a little bit, but still, what the fuck? You're going to give up Minecraft, Gabby, Chi, gifts, everything, I can take you. So, oh my God. Like now he's like being like, oh, you're giving up the gifts. Like, dude, this is completely freaking manipulative. Like, you were like throwing gifts in her face and being like, I bought you everything. And now you're being like, oh, you're giving up the gifts. Like, bro, you're manipulative. You are so manipulative. Dre, is the subject line is like, Dre, I'm literally not mad at you. Okay, I'm just a little bit, but still, what the fuck? You're gonna give up Minecraft, Gabby, Chi, gifts, everything. I can take you blank. I can help your mom. Is this really what you want to do? You literally have everything you want in us. You are so comfortable with letting that go. Do you really want to do this? At least call me. We can talk. Um, he continuously tried to contact her through other ways after she would block him. So this was like another attempt. So it looked like he like tried texting her. No subject. You don't want to do this, and I know you don't. So you try. You can listen how she felt about this. She was scared. Kai didn't stop contacting her. Voicemail. So it looks like he left a voicemail on April 26th, 8:34 p.m. In this voicemail, Kai is talking about her Hinge account and is still asking if she is sure that she wanted to move on. The voicemail is disturbing, not to sugarcoat it. He tries to manipulate her and the voicemail or he tries manipulating her in the voicemail and he also tries to gaslight her. He even used one of his cats, Gabby, to manipulate her. Drea told me that she never listened to it. I told her, but she did read it and transcribed it in the audio. Update as of now, she listened to it. You can listen to the audio here. This audio is disturbing. If you feel like this would trigger you, I recommend reading what transcribes. You can transcribe the audio here. All right. So let's listen to how she feels about reading these messages first, and then we'll listen to the voicemail.
And like the most, I feel like that of itself is already a lot. Like the emails that I sent you, but like what made me like really infuriated, I'm probably gonna tear up when I say this, is like I was really scared and I tried contacting lawyers in the US because that's where I live, obviously within the county that I would reside in, right? And even with that, like no one could help me. And like I couldn't stop crying because I kept calling lawyers, I kept calling like the police department, no one could fucking help me. And even with that, like it was kind of not really likely for me to even get a restraining order because this man doesn't physically know where I live. Actually, he does, but I highly doubt he'll use that information. Um, and like because everything's online, like based online, no one was able to help me get a restraining order. I wanted a restraining order, and unfortunately, I couldn't receive one. One, because everything was online, and two, because I'm out of the country, and I would have to physically be present to go through the entire process in court.
Yeah. So she is what she is speaking on is actually correct. She would have to be in the United States to get a restraining order. So I do agree. All right. So we're not going to go and play the voicemail because I don't want to get privacy struck. And I feel like Xzae would privacy strike it um, because it's like a private voicemail. So we're just going to go through the transcription or whatever, the transcript. Um, Here's what I can get from the voicemail. He's the arrogant asshole that he is. He's overly confident. He's trying to manipulate her. He's again trying to convince her that she's making a mistake and that this isn't the move that she wants to make and that her dating profile on Hinge is like she's like looking for him essentially, okay, in another guy. Drea, so again, he's overly confident. So This is like the arrogant Xzae talking, the normal, arrogant, pricky Xzae. Drea, I don't know. I don't know why the fuck I just caught you on Hinge, but whatever it is, whatever the delusion is, that you did this or anything like that, or whatever the question that you have me in regards to my Hinge or whatever the fuck, I I don't mind answering it, but like going through your shit, like you're looking, what the fuck does this shit say? Becoming a successful journalist, living in redacted, uh, and traveling internationally, but being able to keep my appearance with and without the professionalism. Drea, redacted, and I don't even think you're from redacted. Aren't you from redacted, Drea? Like what? Wearing black, wearing blah, everything black, Hello Kitty, rock music, and gifts. Oh my gosh. I wonder where the fuck that shit comes from. Gifts. The first fucking photo here is a photo I took, dot, 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 of you laughing. Look, look, honestly, if this is the decision that you want to make, if this is truly what you want to do, that is fine. But if you want to talk this out, I can work this shit out with your mom. This is absolutely insane. Like, he still wants to talk to the fucking mom. Bro, nobody wants to fucking talk to your ass. Nobody wants to fucking talk to your crazy ass, dude. You are crazy. You're unhinged. You're crazy. You're a creepy dude. You're fucking creepy, bro. With your mom, I can work shit out. However, it needs to be worked out. I don't care. I can talk with your mom. I can talk with your dad. Hey, guess what? Her dad doesn't even know English. She wouldn't get anywhere. We're able to fix this. But Dre, you're making a mistake. This is not what you want to do. And I know that. This is not what you want to do. If you're hurt, I don't think I'm so much hurt as you are hurt. If you really think I am that replaceable, then you can do that. But judging from the fact that you're still active on your effing Hinge account, you found you haven't found a lot of luck in whoever it is that wants to date you. Oh, on top of that, there's also the people who have to find out that you're not really from Redacted, that you're also in Bolivia. Drea, just do you seriously what what to do that? Gabby, Gabby, Kitty, do you seriously want to do that? Listen, Gabby, if this is seriously something that you want to do, that's completely fine. I I like the shit is effing ridiculous to me, which is why I am not. But if you really want to do this, that is fine. But like, you're looking for me in another person. This is fucking creepy, bro. Move on. In another person. And if you really think that, you can replace me in the same week that you broke up with me without any complications in that next relationship, then you're making a mistake. I hope you think about this. And that's that's it for me. And then that's the end of the voicemail. This guy is so unhinged. Emails part 2. On the 27th, he emailed her again because he can't take a hint. Literally can't take a hint. Talking about making nearly 100K, he was still trying to get her to change her mind, even though he didn't want anything to do with him. She tried to tell him again, I'm not bluffing. I took a huge risk and it paid off. You just had to Be patient with me. I could have gotten, I could have gotten you what you wanted. If you seriously wanted to leave that, that's on you now. I'm going to be moving from blank soon. I had to, I just had to be patient. I just read your message on Pinterest and will address this a few things. So he's like, I guess, like messaging her on Pinterest now. I don't know. The first thing is stop stalking my social media profiles. You've been blocked everywhere since 2 days ago, besides Pinterest, because I've forgotten that you could contact me. Hence, Mark is none of your concern. And if anything, was longtime friend way before you years ago. Um, it was wrong for me to contact my friends, and I had gotten in contact uh with that. I'm in no way interested. Your response is irrelevant. That is my life, not ours nor yours. Nevertheless, I had followed their account not even 3 hours ago, which means you're stalking me, and I don't know from what account, but you need to stop. You need to stop making new emails and to contact me and other ways to view my status. Um, this is getting absurd and it's showing that you're insane. So he's like, he's paying attention to who she follows. And then, like, it looks like he's like contacting her and confronting her on like the follows. This is absolutely insane. Um this is the last message I send you. Do not contact me or anyone near me ever again. Do not look or interact my social media platforms. Your behavior is dangerous and you do not need to get help or get away from me. Congratulations on your job. I'm happy for you. However, I do not care how much money you're making. It doesn't equate to the value of my health and well being. Way to go. I like what this is being said right here. Does not equate to the value of my health and well being. This is a W statement right there. Good job. In her response, she talked about him stalking her on other accounts. The person she was mentioning in the screenshot was an old friend that followed on TikTok. Kai accused her of cheating on him with that friend, even though he had no proof. He was just monitoring her accounts because she's in Bolivia and he didn't have access to exactly see her every move. She also accused her of things like this. On the 28th at 10:09 a.m., Kai messaged Dre's mom on Facebook again. Dude, bro, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Why are we contacting mothers? He sent her Hinge profile to her. He tried to present himself as a concerned person, even though he was telling on himself. You can look at the rest of the messages. Also, blank that you're struggling financially. I'm starting a new job in a few weeks, and I would have loved at least provide some money when the time comes to assist you monetarily again. I'm also sorry for the trouble, but oftentimes she is a danger to herself. Dude, this is disgusting. He's like going to her mom and being like, I can help you with money. I can help you with money. Just let me date your daughter. You're a freak, dude. You are a complete freak. It's disgusting. Like, this is degenerate, completely degenerate behavior. It's disgusting how he tried to use his money to manipulate her. She still never responded to him. It bothered him so much that he didn't get a response from either of the two. The emails part 3. They had one more conversation through emails. She blocked his accounts. All right, so I'm going to tell Drea, if you're listening to this video by chance, I'm going to tell you this as a paralegal. If he contacts you again, or your mother or your family at all, you need to do this to protect yourself. If you are ever in the United States and you want to get like a no contact order set in place, you need to do this. If he contacts you again, you need to say, please do not contact me, and leave it at that. Do not contact him and block him, okay? For every time that he contacts you, write down in a journal that he contacts you, take a screenshot of him contacting you. Do not respond, and take the snippet of you saying, please do not contact me. If he contacts your mother, you tell your mom to say, please do not contact me. If he contacts your dad, you tell your dad to say, please do not contact me in English and in Spanish. Okay. And if things escalate and you need to go to the courts, then you show them that documentation. For every time he tries to contact you, you tell the courts, hey, I've told him not to contact me, or you don't even need to go to the courts. You would just go to the cops. I've told him not to contact me. These are the instances of when he's contacted me. Here's the proof. Here is me saying no contact. I've never contacted him since then, and leave it at that. Okay? Don't ask me how I know this. I just know it because I'm a paralegal. Alrighty? Alrighty? Okay. But having this dialogue and having a back and forth with him is not going to help you in the long run. So I implore you to stop having a dialogue with him. Okay. I'm pretty sure the dialogue stopped, and I'm confident that this dialogue ended, and this is probably the last dialogue that I'm witnessing at all. But it doesn't seem like the interactions that Kai has he can't communicate in a healthy kind of way. And I implore you to not contact him. Okay. That's just my general advice. That's my take at all. And again, I'm not an attorney. Please don't think an attorney. Okay. Not an attorney, not a licensed attorney. I'm just a paralegal giving my advice or giving my opinion. Okay. I deserve an explanation. Stop. Like, no, you don't deserve an explanation, dude. Okay. You're not entitled to an explanation, you freaking loser. Stop running from your problems. You need to tell me the truth. You need to tell me that you need to tell your mom about blank and everything. If you can be honest with me, Drea, you need to call me, or I have to talk to this dude too. You can't do this to people. Your mom knows about blank. She's the one that talked to me about it. I'm innocent and I have never been involved with that. I do not owe you anything. You need to stop contacting me. Or my mom knows about blank. And this is Drea responding. My mom knows about blank. She's the one that talked to me about it. I'm innocent and I have never been involved with that. I do not owe you anything. You need to stop contacting me. Good. That's awesome. That's good that she said stop contacting me. The fact that she continued to contact him even after saying stop contacting me. Drea, you need to stop contacting him. Stop the interaction once you say stop contacting me. Okay. That's just my advice moving forward. Okay. I trusted every word you said. You're literally looking for me in another person. This is creepy. Every time he says that, that is just so creepy, dude. How could you, Drea? I never did this to you. You always choose you every time. I don't believe you anymore. You lied to her like you lie to me. I'm going to make this one last call. If you do not answer, then um this is done. She shouldn't have called him. And Kai says, Drea, you need to call me and tell the truth. I will call you. She changed her mind at first and didn't want to call and started freaking out. You can look at the rest of the conversation here. He's not on the phone. You know it. This message is disturbing because this is still the TikTok guy that Kai was talking about. She wasn't on the phone with, nor she was in a relationship with anyone. He sent her one more email pleading for her to talk to him. They have one last call, and the call he documented, she told me that she called because she wanted him to take the tweets he made about her down and block her. Drea, call me please. I can't let this happen again, Drea. I can't. And then he went on Twitter about 2 hours later and said this: I hate narcissists with every fiber of my being. Why do you feel comfortable of treating people like this? What the fuck? Like every effing word that comes out of your mouth is a lie. Why are you mad you got caught and held accountable? Do you not feel like a loser? Knowing Knowing about the emails, we can assume that he was talking about Drea. This happened 2 hours late after the email and after the call. Okay. During this month, he sent her texts from different numbers. Dude, you're creepy, bro. Don't talk to me means don't talk to me, bro. Why are you talking to her? Just stop. What are you doing? You're a freak. This guy is a creep. During this month, he sent her texts from different numbers. He sent her multiple messages on the first and then one more on the third on his number. First, so this is the first through the third. You used me for my money, cheated on me, lied to me about everything, and didn't even have the strength to tell me the truth. $700. You asked me for things while you're talking to not one but multiple men. Do not feel ashamed or embarrassed. Do not feel guilty. You're still talking to this person. Why? I gave you everything you wanted, more, and you used me. Dude, so like here he is again throwing that he gave gifts to her in her face, but is like uses the gifts as like a manipulation tactic and is like, "Oh my god, guys, or oh my god, Drea, you're giving up gifts." Like, bro, you're a freak, dude. You're using that as a manipulation tactic. That is 100% a manipulation play. I gave you everything you wanted and more, and you used me. Pick a lane, like with the gifts thing. I showed you all of myself more than I ever did to anyone else, and you just spit on it. Then she continues to contact him. Oh my God. Stop contacting him. I did not cheat on you while I was in a relationship with you whatsoever. You did not even know who I was talking to. As I said previously, I do appreciate that you've given me all that you've done for me. It does not go unnoticed. I appreciated the time we spent together. Those moments are valuable. Before all the conflict, I ended the relationship the other reasons, but not because I was talking to someone else or because I was done using you. You've crossed boundaries. That's why we're here. After that day, who I talk to you doesn't matter. I have the right to talk to anyone. Please, you no longer have control over me. Every single day passes. You keep provide or proving to me that leaving was the correct decision. You continue to cross boundaries even after the relationship. You've gone out of your way to make new email addresses, another TikTok account, a new Instagram account, and either contact me and stalk my activity. You continue to show me who you are, and I don't like it. You need to stop contacting me. You need to stop harassing me. And if this is the last straw for me, then what? You don't know my pain. Then another message. Why don't you call me and tell me this honestly? You betrayed me, blank. You can't even look me in the face and tell me that you did that. You tell me you should have abandoned me at any point. Why are you on dating apps the same week you claim you didn't cheat? You must have gotten any attention you wanted. You're doing all this. None of these behaviors look weird to anyone else. Why wasn't I given you enough to sedate your narcissism? The other people are not going to make you love yourself. So why do you keep pretending this? Some mess about boundaries and have crossed plenty, dude, because you've definitely crossed boundaries. Like, this guy is a freak. Dude, he doesn't understand that he crossed boundaries. This is absolutely insane. Crossing boundaries isn't why you did this. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God, bro. Bro, crossing boundaries isn't why you did this. Actually, yes, it is. You contacted her mother. You threatened to contact her mother. You repeatedly threatened to contact her mother when you told her that you would, when she told you that she didn't like that. You still did it. You even told her she didn't have a right to talk. Like, dude, what is wrong with you? You left without giving me a chance to speak, like you have been. Oh my God, I can't even believe that I'm reading this. This guy, what? Hello? This guy is insane. Pure insanity, completely unhinged behavior, completely nutto behavior. I want a conversation, not some stupid dramatic mic drop, then block. I know you cheated. So you don't have to keep lying about it since you don't want to call it like your eye wander. A long-term relationship, really. I want to urge you not to manipulate and text the person whatsoever. Whatever you do, I want to point forward is my choice. You don't have to control that, Drea. I'm sorry. I can't fix you and the tactics just don't work on me anymore, then why are you here talking to her? You freak, dude. You're a freak. You're a degenerate. You're a freak, dude. This is predatory. I don't want anything from you. If the love isn't there, I'm not going to force it. Yeah, you're trying to, buddy. I don't I don't think I just wanted to excuse you to stay in my life, but I don't but you don't love me. I'm glad you're happy. I'm not with any of what transpired. If you don't want someone to talk about how you were a a word, abusive, then just don't be that. Don't cross boundaries on your own. Stockholm syndrome sucks. Okay, dude. If you look at the messages on the third, at 2:06 a.m., these were the same messages Kai posted on his call out. There's no story to tell. There's no other truth. I have no issue putting this out in video. I called my manipulative ex on being manipulative. We called one last time. I've stopped buying the tears and nonsense after the fact. If you did nothing wrong, why are you scared? She just doesn't want to be contacted, dude. Except there's a story, Kai, and it's being read now because you tried to hide this. You don't really work hard to hide it, though. When you really ran to post out of context shots. Afterwards, Kai didn't interact with Drea anymore. After this, he would occasionally make vague posts about her. I think when you have so little to go off of due to the lack of access to me, you're naturally going to fill in the blanks of who I am based on your own personal want of who you desire to be. I want others to perceive or who and want others to perceive me to be. And that's exactly why you don't have access to me. So if you are convinced yourself that I am one way, it's going to be a very rude awakening and you realize that that's not the case and you no longer justify it to others or yourself. At that point, it's just wishful thinking. I will never fight to make you stay. If you want to leave or feel like we shouldn't talk, more power to you. I'll help you out with that. Better leave now than stress me out in the future. This is clearly a lie. This is clearly a lie because you don't help out with that. You just continue to contact people even though they've told you on numerous occasions that you don't want to talk to people anymore. So that's clearly a lie. The post on 7-5 wasn't about her, but it was just ironic. Conclusion. I don't think Kai's a PDF file, but he's very predatory. On the outside, he pretends himself as a male feminist, but behind, yeah, he ain't a male feminist. That is a lie. This dude is not a feminist whatsoever. Is not a feminist, but behind closed doors, he's not afraid to be abusive towards feminine aligned people. That's predatory towards me, or that's predatory to me. He is not afraid to put his hands on femmes. He's not afraid to out personal details about them either. Omnia has stated before that he has outed their identity to their parents, and now he has said he didn't. But if we look at the screenshots during Dre's breakup, he instantly went to try and tell her mom about everything with no hesitation. He isn't afraid with showing Dre's text messages to his followers, despite her making vague tweets about him to her tiny number of followers. She has 9 right now as I write this. He's not afraid to release the recorded audio of the personal phone call together so he can show everyone how abusive she is. From looking at their text and listening to his voicemail and seeing how they'd be arguing with someone in the videos or streams, the phone call will not make him look good. The man is dangerous. So I'm sure like she has had her bad Drea has probably had her bad moments, right? It's like it's a tumultuous relationship, right? Regardless, you have to look at the action at the end of the day. The actions to me that matter is that one, Xzae continued to talk to this person after finding out that she was 17, right? He, as the adult, should have cut off contact. Even if she was turning 18 in 2 months, he should have cut off contact as the adult, and he didn't. That's his responsibility. Okay. Two, after they broke up, he went on a psychopath spree and like decided to contact her mom and like continue to stalk her on social media sites and continue to contact her even when she didn't want to be contacted. Now, granted, she also participated in the contacting as well. She also continued the dialogue with him. Again, my advice moving forward is don't contact him. Stop the contact. Stop the dialogue. I'm interested to hear what that call is. From looking at their text and listening to the voicemail and seeing how he'd be arguing with someone in his videos or streams, the phone call will not make him look good. This man is dangerous. Please do not go and harass Kai Xzae. Please do not go try and debate with Kai. I can't stop you, but he will not listen. He proved time and time again he hasn't changed. This was made to spread awareness and not interact with Kyle Weiss. He's dangerous and has proved to be a stalker and abuser. He won't ever apologize. If he does, he won't mean it. If anything, I expect him to start spiraling again. When this gets around, maybe he might even stream. If it happens, please do not give him attention. So I am expecting a result, or I'm expecting a response because he didn't want to give a response until like somebody made content out of it. And I don't think like the people that made the Google Doc were willing to make um a video or willing to fire up a live stream. So I'm going to make content out of it and read the Google Doc and give my opinions on it. So hopefully he can make his response. Again, I'm completely unbiased. I'm completely objective in this whole entire situation. I would be interested to see what Kai's side of the story is and see what his response is. He's already like taking my tweets out of context. I'm not going to pay attention to him. So we'll see what he has to say. Um, I don't think Amia wants to have anything to do with this situation. So I'm not going to go to Amia and talk to Amia about this. Uh, I think she is like in her own personal life, minding her own business. So yeah. But if when Kai gives his response, he will give his response, and I'll cover it on the channel. Love you guys. Have a good one.